Welcome technicians. Today we look into how to give samples to our Cobas E411 instrument. Okay, so most of the times we can give the samples to the instrument when the sample is either in the standby or in the sampling stop. If it is in P stop or is stop or any such thing, so you should not give any samples during that time. So the instrument is either in the standby or in the sampling stop. Only in those positions we can give test to this particular instrument. So compared to our Cobas C311, this is a continuous loading type of instrument. So there is no batch like how Cobas C311 instrument is there. So this is a continuous loading type of instrument. So make sure that the instrument is in standby. Okay, so you go to test selection. So disk number, whenever the instrument is in standby, the disposition number is always 0 and position always starts from 1 only. When the instrument is in standby, the disposition is always 0 and the position is 1. So if it is in a sampling stop, then it will take continuous numbers. But usually in our setup, we don't have to go above 0 disk number. It is always, in one disk up to 30 samples you can give. So we usually don't give more than 30 samples. So because of that, by that time the instrument will again come to standby. So we don't require a disk number 1, 2, 3 like that. So we usually manage it in disk number 0 only. Okay, so this is the disk, and this is the stop vacutainer which we normally use. If you don't use the stop vacutainer, the instrument will keep on checking all the 30 positions, and it will give continuously that no samples have been kept, no samples have been kept, like that. So because of that reason, so immediately after a particular test, we keep the stop vacutainer so that the instrument will stop at that particular time itself. Okay, so normally it is always better that before giving any samples in standby, you give a start, so that the instrument will cross check everything. See, many of the times you might have added a new reagent at that particular time, or something you might have done in the standby position which is not yet noted down by the instrument. So basically in this instrument, whenever you give start, there are a set of things the instrument will always do. Whatever means, every time the instrument comes out from standby, it will do a particular set of things which is routine. So it will cross check the whole instrument once. So that means when you give start, it will go to initialization, and in the initialization, two times this sample disk will rotate, and then the first position will come at the sample picking site. Okay, so that is the sample disk. Now in the reagent disk, it will cross check every reagent that has been kept inside the instrument and make sure that those reagents are there. Okay, so the reagent window of the instrument will get uploaded only after the whole initialization process is over. Then it will cross check how many cups, how many tips have been kept. Okay, so and it will individually check each of these incubator positions and make sure that no cups, no tips, anyway tips will not be there in this, any cups, any nothing of that sort is present in this area. Okay, so once all these things it cross checks, then it will come to operations. It will cross check the position 1, and if you are not given any sample but instead you have kept the sampling stop vacutainer there, it will come to sampling stop. Okay, so it is better that you start the instrument like that and then start giving the sample. This is because during that time this reagent, no, whatever new reagent you have added into the instrument, that is all will be registered in the instrument, and giving the new test becomes easy. Okay, so how to give the new so once the whole start procedure is over, it will tell that the all samples have been pipetted, because at first position you have put the stop vacutainer. So because of that reason, it will now come to sampling stop and it will tell all the samples have been pipetted. Okay, now if you check, you will know that you see the the pro cell, the clean cells, how many cups are there, how many tips are there, how much solid waste is there, each of the reagents, whatever is there in the instrument. So all these things it would have, so it is like the whole instrument has suddenly become new with all the reagents, all the things. So it becomes easy now to give the samples. So now the instrument is in the sampling stop. You go to test selection and then you give position number 1. This number will always be 0 because you have just started from standby position. So you select 1. One important thing I want to add here only is, see, this is the keyboard type, and this is the only numbering type. Okay, so if you select this one, it will become keyboard like this. Now apart from that, there is one transparency based one switch also is there. So if you click on that, the keyboard will become more and more transparent. Now many of the technicians will be, sir, the keyboard is not being seen, sir, like that they keep telling. So this is the switch, this is the switch to use and make sure and make it more detectable. Okay, so this is for the complete keyboard, and if you click on that, it will become shortened. Normally, since we don't use alphabets for our numbers, we normally use it in this fashion. Okay, so now we will give the sample. So position number one, and I have entered the values like this. So I have selected TSH sample. Now automatically it will become yellowish, so I will give save. Now in the second position also I will enter. So I will enter, and I have given TSH sample, and I have saved it. Okay, so now if you come to data selection, as you can see at 1 and 2 positions, so we have given two samples, that is TSH. One position it's TSH, second one unless you select it won't show. Okay, but there is no timing, nothing has been come, that means it has not been picked up. Okay, at the same time, if you see here, it is showing a sampling stop time. Okay, like how Cobas C311, this also has a sampling stop. So for the next 1 hour, if the it will keep on staying in sampling stop only, even if you don't give any sample. But once 1 hour is over, automatically instrument will go to finalization maintenance, and then it will come to standby. Okay, so you need to be aware about this number. Okay, so as you start working with the instrument, you will slowly learn about it. Okay, so now in position number 1 and position number 2, both I have put the vacutainer, and in third position I have put the stop vacutainer. Okay, now close it. Please make sure that this sampling guard is properly positioned before you actually give the start. This is very important. Many times they keep doing this mistake, I have told you. Okay, so now you give the start, and immediately the instrument will go will take little time, and then it will go to operations, and from operations it will cross check. Okay, so it will cross check this first position whether vacutainer is there or not. Now normally E411 is two-way interface in our hospital, but we don't use the two-way continuously. So what we do is we turn the barcode and keep. So it will only know that there is a sample that has been kept, because the vacutainer will give stop the barcoding. So because of that, it will know that there is a vacutainer. Okay, so it will give an alarm that the barcode key is not read successfully. But since we have already given that one position what exactly we wanted, we have already given that at one position that TSH is the test which we have given, so instrument will know that it has to pick up that. Okay, then it will move back to the first position. Okay, so it has shown, and then it will pick up the reagent. Now reagent picking up is totally by one single probe only, right? So the sample pickup and the reagent pickup both is done by the same probe. So it will add it into this cup, and this cup will afterwards will be moved to the incubator area. So once the first position is picked up, so it will show the date and time at which it has picked up, and then it will go to the second one, and second one also will be picked up like that only. And once that is done, instrument will automatically come to sampling stop, and it will tell that all the samples have been pipetted. Okay, so this is how the instrument is going to pick up the reagent as well as the sample. So please do remember one very important thing about this instrument is it will always pick up the reagent first, and then it will pick up the sample. If the sample is clotted or sample is not available or anything of that sort, that particular test is lost. So for example, if it is a troponin T test is there, which costs around 1200 to 1400 rupees, so the instrument will first pick up the reagent, and then it will go to the sample. The sample is clotted or sample is not available there, so it is going to throw that troponin T reagent. So that much amount of loss is already incurred. Okay, so please make sure that when you give the sample to this instrument, you are always giving it in a bullet cup, separate the plasma, and then separate the serum. If you are using a lithium heparin vacuotinus, make sure that it is not clotted. Okay, so I hope you people understood how the sample is given in this instrument. Thank you.